Well, I know you were dying to talk about Koeman, so why don't we talk about that a little bit?
So explain to me what Koeman is actually trying to say when he says, "I didn't get as much time as Xavi." Does he not
Yeah,
understand what time is, or
yeah.
is he trying to imply something different? Like, explain that. It's Patreon edition. Go
Yeah,
for it.
Patreon. Yeah, that of course was, I think, the headline really that grabbed us all, right? It's like, well, how do you figure that Xavi is having more time than you when you were here for a year and a half? Um, my takeaway was that he's referring to the time that he spent with Laporta. Now, even then, that argument is hard to defend because you'd have to say, well, Laporta came in halfway through last season because of the removal of the previous board, and so are you just not counting that, or is that entire season is about the Mayo season, and then the summer rolls along where you have your back and forths and public disputes and spats between president and coach, where he says, well, give me 2 weeks, I'm going to find a replacement, and if I can't, then I guess you can stick around.
I'm
Kind of
amazed you're even trying to
reluctantly.
do the math on this. It's he had like
Yeah, I mean,
three times the amount
I
that Xavi has.
still, like, help me out here, because Koeman got fired December,
Okay.
correct? Xavi came on in December.
Okay. Yeah.
So that would have given him, yeah. I mean, we're now in beginning of March. Okay, I mean,
It's
it's
not
a
even
little bit long.
close.
Call it
Xavi
half a
literally
month.
just got
Well, no,
hired.
no. I'm saying you count, like, if Koeman is counting from when the season started,
Yeah.
end of November, beginning September, when he got fired, to when Xavi came on in, what was it, again, mid December, early December. I don't know exactly when it was. The last one, it was the game against Benfica, which was played early December, if I'm not mistaken. So, uh, look, it's a silly argument, and it's a weak argument, and it's a stupid argument, and I'm it's unfortunate that a club legend like Koeman this still decides to go down this road, this petty road, where he's unable to accept his fate and move on. I think that we all agree that his time at Barca was underwhelming, despite having won the Copa del Rey, which has to be credit given to him. However, you can't neither deny that this this team, that Xavi has turned this team around drastically, dramatically. He obviously also talked about the and it was annoying because I at least wasn't able to read or listen to the entire interview because it was a through paid subscription. So I don't know how all the newspapers managed to get those quotes unless they have access to it. So I take those quotes with a grain of salt, because I would like to hear the whole context as well. In the tone in which he talked, and here it's in the interview in its entirety, to really come to the conclusions I think that many have come to, and that is that Koeman, what are you doing? Xavi is massively improving. He talked about Messi as well, and how is it that there was no place for Messi, but now they go on and buy Ferran Torres for 55 million? Well, I think the answer is quite simple. You pay in installments. It's not like Barca had a bag of 55 million and just threw it City's way in exchange for Ferran Torres. Obviously, these things are paid in installments, which is the case of Ferran, where I think it's 10 million a year. And it's of course incomparable to what we were paying Messi, even with the reduced salary that he had accepted. So and then obviously he talked about the winter transfers. He talked about the healthy players coming back. Those are valid points. However, Koeman decided to bring in the players that he did during the summer, and also Xavi had to deal with a heavily injured or call it a COVID-ridden dressing room and battle with all of those obstacles. And obviously, over time, yes, now those players, many of them at least, are coming back. But it sounded petty. It's for me, it's unfortunate because I would like to keep the memory of Koeman that I have of him of when he was a player and of when I got the chance to interview him. And again, he's certainly, to me, he was a very nice man, genuine, generous with his time, and as a player, he's a legend and the player that allowed us to win our very first Europa Cup, or European Cup, I should say. But the way he's going out right now, and the way he's staining, I guess, a little bit, it has to be said, his legacy at Football Club Barcelona, it's unfortunate. And yeah, I don't. I would advise him to, if I was close to in his circle, to refrain from these kind of statements that don't put him in a good light.
You also, like, it reminds me a lot of former Real Madrid managers will come out and say things and like, you don't want to burn bridges either. You never know what might arise.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I'm not saying Koeman will return, probably not, but But I want to ask you this:
no,
if Koeman, and I'll take this back for years if you want. Let's not forget, Xavi doesn't even have Messi. Koeman had Messi up until a certain point.
Right.
If Setien and Valverde and Koeman, was there anyone else I'm forgetting in the last couple of years? Last 3 years or so? That's it, right?
Setien, Valverde, Koeman.
That's it.
That's it.
If any of those three coaches had this team with Ferran and Aubameyang and Adama and whoever, like Ansu injured, no Messi, do you think they're going to do what Xavi's done in the last 3 months? Because to me, the answer is no.
No.
Someone someone has to just come out and say,
Sergi Barjuan. Excuse me, Sergi Barjuan.
Oh. How many games did he get?
He got a few.
Did he?
Got some vital games. Yeah.
He got one Champions League game, I think, didn't he?
He did. Which we won in Kiev. It was vital.
It's true. But I think I hate doing this, man. I've become a Xavi defender in the last few days. But I
love it.
But this has been the narrative for a long time at Barca was the problem is not the manager. The problem is, which was, it's not false. It's not false because we know Bartomeu was at fault for millions of things. But that narrative has now shifted to wait, hold on a sec. If Xavi was able to do this with these players and no Messi, maybe Xavi is just really a lot better than all you guys.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I mean, what he's done in the last few months has been really impressive.
Excuse me there. No, absolutely. And look, it was just the other day, and excuse the background noise as the family's coming home, but it was just the other day where Memphis, after his return and scoring a goal, the 4-0 against Athletic Club, he was asked about the current state of the team and the changes from the previous manager, and he was very open. He said, "Look, we're training with more intensity. The work that is being done at the moment is more serious." He used these kind of key words: intensity, seriousness, hard work, more preparation, etc., etc. And when you take over, I'm going to see if I can find exact quotes, not to be loosely paraphrasing Memphis here, but those were some of the key words that he used. That in and of itself already shows you, or should tell you, that under current head coach Xavi Hernandez, it's business. It's serious business. Whereas with the previous manager, it was a little bit more of a lax approach, a little bit more of the Valverde, if you will, approach, where it was kind of like, okay, well, tiki taka, little rondito, not a lot of seriousness or intensity, perhaps, that was being instilled in these practices. And at the end of the day, the saying goes, you play the way you train. And from what we're hearing, the way that the training sessions were conducted under the previous manager, it was a lot left. It left a lot to desire. Put it that way.
When was the last time? Like, what? Maybe it's just me, but has the injury situation not improved as well? Has, right?
Yes. A lot players have, yeah, definitely. A lot
So
of players have come off
I
the
don't know. I'm
injury
not
list.
an expert in this stuff. But it. So I don't know if Xavi's doing something very specific with that helps prevent it, or is it just a matter of luck? I don't know, but that seems to be a bonus. Obviously, Ansu and Pedri did get injured at some point, but so from one manager to another. Ancelotti was giving at a press conference today